There is stigma around men dating trans women, and I am very naive in a sense that I've never dated as a trans woman. Many of you might know my partner, fiance Liam. We have been together since before my transition. Last night I was in bed scrolling my phone and I came across this podcast by a trans woman. She is interviewing a guy who is only attracted to trans women, and I found it fascinating. So I want to talk about it with you today. We'll show some clips.
Do you know anyone who's dating trans women? No? Why is it? Because there's so many men who love trans women. There's not many men who date us publicly. Why is it? Is it a shame? Is it fear? Is it embarrassment?
I think it's something to do with masculinity and men having fragile masculinity. Not all men, obviously. And I'm not saying that men should want to date trans women. Let's just put that out there right now. Because I say all the time, we all have our preferences. If trans people aren't your preference, that is absolutely okay. That does not make you a transphobe. But I think when men do like trans women, there is a stigma because they're almost scared of what other men would say about them, and then it's also, you're gay. That's what the census is. Not that I agree with that at all, because trans women aren't men. Depending on the level of trans women as well, with surgery wise and stuff, that can play a big factor into it. I don't know, there's many reasons. I think it's just to do with masculinity. Let me know what you think below in the comments, why you think there's a stigma around men dating trans women.
The first question is, when did you know you were attracted to trans women?
I was in denial for a few years. It started off with, I'd say maybe about 15, 16. And I didn't think anything of it. It was just something I used to do, like most lads. But it was for a few years that this obsession and attraction to trans was on my mind.
There was this statistics from last year from, I think it was, and the trans category was the third most watched category.
One of the biggest adult film websites for it, the third most popular category to be trans women. That's kind of like blowing my mind a little bit.
So I still kept it in my head a little bit. I was on dating apps. I'd had like a couple of flings, nothing serious. It was still so scary dipping my toe in.
Something that resonated with me then when he was talking, he was saying he's so scared to dip his toe in. And I wonder why. For like men and women, there's a social expectation, maybe a family expectation, where we're supposed to grow up and be a certain way. We're supposed to marry and date and have kids and be these certain people. Is it because it's pushing outside of those expectations? Is that why someone is afraid to dip the toe in? I'm leaving this video very open-ended because, again, I don't have much experience with this. I get some graphic DMs from men, unsolicited, thank you very much, because I have a loving partner. But I wonder what it is. I just wonder what it is, but it's always taboo and it's always a secret and like almost shameful.